3D Printopia is right around the corner, and I need to get working on my entry for the Top Fuel Dragster races. One of my favorite events at 3D Printopia, formerly East Coast Rep Rap Festival, is the Top Fuel Dragster races. These are 3D printed remote controlled dragsters. They're designed by Scott over at the Edge of 3D YouTube channel. Now, Scott claims to have limited Fusion 360 skills, but you know what? He nailed it with this design. I've watched as a spectator in the past. This year, I want to compete, and I want my racer to have something a little different. I want to add a little something to the appearance of the body. I don't want to paint it. I don't want to use decals. I want it to be completely 3D printed. Now, I want it I want the design to be flush with the top surface. I'm not looking to have it embossed or extruded. I want the surface to be completely flat. Now, with all of that, I'm not looking to modify or redesign the original STLs. That would be against the rules. I'm going to use Fusion 360 and Bambu Studio to make this happen. Now, if you aren't familiar with Fusion 360, I'm sure you'll be able to accomplish this with almost any other 3D CAD program. This video is sponsored by our friends at PCBWay. PCBWay is known for quality PCBs and assemblies. But did you know that they also do 3D printing? If you need something 3D printed in a specialty material or a size that your printer just can't handle, PCBWay can do that for you. Just upload your design, select your material type, and let PCBWay do the rest. Whether you're a hobbyist or a professional engineer, PCBWay has you covered. Now, you can download the files to print and build your own dragster. The files are at 3dprintables.com. Now, along with the files, you'll find the bill of materials, so you'll know exactly what you need. I'll post a link in the description. I've already downloaded the files, obviously, and started printing. This here is one of the body sections. Now, I want to add a little spark to the body of my dragster, something to make it a little different. But I don't want to change the original STL files. I'm going to go ahead and change things up by printing my dragster to resemble a printed circuit board. Now, I'll be doing some of the work in Fusion 360, but you can probably get the same results, like I said, with most 3D CAD programs. Then I'll move over to Bambu Studio to paint, slice, and print the new body sections. Let's go ahead, jump into Fusion 360, and get going. Okay, so I imported each of the body sections, the mid 2, the mid 3, and the nose. And the reason I do that is I want to take some dimensions from them. And that's all I want to do is take dimensions. So I'm going to measure across the back of the flat surface. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to measure the front for just the flat section. I'm not worried about this chamfer area. And then I'm going to do one from the very front, excluding the tabs, to the very back. I only care about the visible top, that's all. And I'm going to write those 3 numbers down, and then I'm going to move on to the next one. The next thing I did was I started a whole new design, and I came in and started from my first sketch. I drew each of the 3 pieces. Here would be our midsection 3, 2, and the nose. And all of these are turned into construction lines. And that's all there is to step 1. When I came down to the nose, this mark here at 155 millimeters, that is where the opening for the servo starts. Now I need to know where that's at because I don't want my design going into the servo area. That's my cutoff point. You can go down below if you want, but for my particular design, that was the ideal cutoff point. The next thing I did, and finish sketch, was I started a new sketch on that same surface. And all I did was I offset from each side 3 millimeters. The reason I offset that is I did not want my design getting too close to the edge because I'm not real sure how perfect this is going to work. So I just have these two lines as boundaries. And what I do is I go ahead, I finish that sketch, and I do an extrusion of that sketch and just that section. Home view, so you can see what's going on here. So it's just this section here, and I'll show you my settings for that. I believe it was 1 millimeter. Yes, I extruded upwards 1 millimeter. Go ahead and hit OK there. The next thing I did was I started a sketch on the top surface here. So I'm going to go ahead and I'll show you that sketch. And this sketch here is my actual design. See, there's a lot going to it. Doesn't look like there's that much involved when you see the print. But what I did was I drew up my design right here on this section. And I repeated this process for the next one and all the way down to the nose. Now let's go ahead and I'm going to finish this and I'll show you what I did as far as my extrusion. I'll explain why I did it. Over. There we go. So with the extrusion here, I also extruded this up 1 millimeter, and you'll notice that it is a join. And the reason I did it this way, by having that first extrusion, the base, and joining this to it, it gives me one body. If I didn't do it this way and I just drew all these individual shapes, each one of these would be its own body. And that's just a lot more to work with than what I wanted to do. And it ended up working out better for me when I got to Bambu Studio. So I went and extruded this 1 millimeter. I had canceled that out. And I renamed that to be mid body 3. Now we move on to mid body 2. So I'll show you how I did that sketch. It's exactly the same as the first one. I went to edit sketch. Just drew the outside shape. I made sure that these lines here were collinear to my lines above. And I had my basic shape. Finished that up. And I went ahead and I extruded that just as we did before. I started a new sketch right here on the top of that surface. Show you that sketch. And I'll start it right up here at the top. And by having my lines collinear to each other, I was guaranteed that when I put my parts together, they'll actually line up. That was the whole point with that. It's real easy to do. You can see down here at the bottom, I'm setting up to do the same thing when I get to the nose section. I'm going to go ahead and finish this, and we'll take a look at the extrusion, which is going to be the same method I used on the first one. I extruded that up also 1 millimeter, and it's also a join. Now, the one thing I do need to point out is I'm going to come back here to my base for this one, and we'll look at the extrusion real quick again. Notice that it is set as a new body. Okay, extrude that as a new body, and then when you come to this feature here, make sure you extrude that as a join. And if you want to guarantee that it's going to join to this new body instead of the first one, what you do is hit the eyeball while you're doing your extrusion. And that'll turn that off. This will become, base will become a new body. The next extrusion is just joining to it. And you can see where I named that mid body too. So let's go ahead. I'm going to turn that back on just so we can watch what's going on here. And I move on to my next sketch, which is the nose. The dimensions that we took earlier. And you can see where I cut everything off at 155 millimeters. the overall length on that. So it would not go into the area of the servo. And it's same thing. I finish the sketch, come in and I do an extrusion. This extrusion here is going to be a third body, which again, new body. And that's what I did, same way as I did before. I came back, started a new sketch on top of this surface, and lined everything up once again like we did before. Lined it up here, so when I put the pieces together, they're all looking good the way they should. Do everything out, and my design stopped right here. The servo area is right here. So I go ahead and I'm going to finish that up. Back to our home position, and we'll take a look at that. And there we go. All of our pieces line up. Now, the normal reaction from a lot of people when they're working with Fusion is to come up here and hit the export. In this case, what I want to do is I'm going to right click on mid body 3. And I'm going to go ahead, and there's one in the middle here. So right click, hit save as mesh, and it'll give me your options, and hit OK, and tell it where you want it to go. Do the same thing for the other two. So we got mid body 3, we got mid body 2. You'll want to come down, save as a mesh. Hit OK when your settings are the way you want them. Actually, the settings you're looking at in this dialog box are the settings I used. Go ahead and export that, and then the same thing with the nose. That way you're guaranteed that all 3 come out as 3 separate STLs rather than one big long STL. And that's going to be important when we get into Bambu Studio. Let's jump into Bambu Studio and I'll show you how I put these together. Okay, so I have my body section loaded in. And the first thing I'm going to do is rotate it. I want it to be straight up and down, front to back when I'm working. Okay, so good there. The next thing I want to do is bring the piece over that I drew in 60. Well, that's corresponding to this body section. So I'm just going to drag that over, and there we have it. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to change the filament color so it's easy to see. I'm going to want to use this color anyways in a little bit. So there we go. Next, I'm going to come in. I want to make sure that this surface is laying flat on the print bed. Go ahead and I do that. And when we look underneath, I can tell I'm oriented in the wrong direction. Go ahead and we'll fix that real quick. Click. I'm going to rotate that 180 degrees. And that looks better. The next step, I'm going to click on my main body. I'm going to actually right click on it, and I'm going to hit center, so it's centered on the bed plate. Then I'm going to do the same thing with my part from Fusion. I'm going to go ahead and center that. Now I can tell just by looking at it that it's not lined up right. Not a big deal. What I like to do is come straight on from the top. Turn that off so we can watch what's going on. We can leave. I'm going to do a move. I'm just going to drag it up. Wrong piece. That happens to you. Just right click and center it again. Good. I want apart from Fusion. There we go. Drag that up and you can see it peeking out there. I'm just going to move that until the edges are lined up. Pretty good. So when I come underneath, I can see that I'm lined up on end the way it should be. So we're good there. Now I want to do some painting on that piece from Fusion. So I'm going to turn off. Actually, I don't have to turn off anything. I already have it selected from objects over here. And I'm going to go to paint. And what I want is my base to be the same color as my main body. So I'm going to all the edges except for this front edge. Front edge I'm going to leave the way it is. I'm going to go ahead and change the other edges in here real quick. Okay. That will, by having that the same color, and it'll make more sense in a little bit, that will save me filament. Otherwise, I'd be doing a lot more color change. And let's see if we. All right, so I have everything painted the way I want. No, not really. I want to go back using my bucket tool. I'm going to fill the inside of all of these solder. But what I also want to change, I have some copper filament, copper PLA silk actually. I want all my solder pads to look like copper. So I'm going to come in here, select the right color first. The reason I'm going with the triangle is so I can block off these points. Then I'll go back to the bucket. Otherwise the bucket would fill the whole line. I don't want that. Okay, we have everything painted up. Go back to work. What I'm going to do is flip this back over. And now I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to select both pieces. You can do it by coming over here to, when you're set to objects, not global, objects. You can click the first one and hold your shift. Click the second one, you got them all. Another option a lot of people like to use is from out here, using the shift window, which will select them all. It doesn't much matter. So now that I have that on there, what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click and I'm going to hit merge. And now I have one body, one piece. I can send this to the slicer and get my color print, hopefully looking like this. Go ahead and slice this up, take a quick look at it. It's going to take roughly 2.5 hours total. And everything's looking good. I'm going to go ahead and do one more thing here. If you're working on one of the other sections and it's too big, all you have to do at this point is come back to rotate. Rotate it back to 45 degrees. You can go ahead and do that. In fact, I will print it this way. Let's go ahead and we'll slice this up and we'll print and see what it looks like. These came out pretty good, and it adds a little bit of something to the body. It wasn't hard to do, and I really like the way the copper silk PLA works on there. I don't think a brighter yellow or other color would have worked as well. Now, you can use this same technique on other files. It's not limited to just the dragsters. It's only limited by your imagination. Take a look at that. Let's get the nose on there too. There we go. I can't wait to get this together. It's looking good. I hope you found this information useful. If you did, hit that like button and let me know in the comments. Smash that bell so you'll be alerted to new content in the future. Live your life one layer at a time. And if you haven't done it yet, please subscribe.